Hey everybody, we've got a few very important topics to talk about and stuff that Stacy's getting from the subscribers from the phone number. I'll put it up here if you're interested in precious metals or you have something that's absolutely important to tell us that you want the community to know. Not like, hey, I got this question about my portfolio, you know, stuff, real actual things that you see on the ground. Or you can email ninjanationreport@gmail.com. But one thing is the bird flu seems to be back.
Yep.
Bullion. We had a bullion question in the comments.
That and kind of bars and rounds and how it all plays together. And yeah.
It's all bullion. We'll get into that in a minute. But I should be, I have been tied to the whipping post all week I got the wrong grams to troy ounce in a video. I said it was 28 point something and it's actually 31.1. I weigh my food in grams and it really, so I have been corrected and I have been tied to the whipping post.
Oh, you
Trust
guys,
me.
it's been hilarious. I've gotten comments, emails. I even got a voicemail from the precious gentleman that watches us. So you guys, sometimes we screw up. We don't always get it accurate.
So I'm going to get some things wrong. But I'll stand in front of you and correct it. I don't have any trouble with that.
It was funny.
And the last thing was a scam that's been going on.
From the United States Postal Service. So we want to give you guys a heads up about it. But you want to start with the bird flu, I guess, and just kind of work our way through?
Yes, please do.
So we all know this has been an issue. Sometimes you're like, is this really a scam? Is this really happening? So a gentleman called me today because based on the number that we had on the board, and he said, I appreciate you guys having the number. He said, because I need to tell you guys this now. And sure enough, it had just hit the news. I actually confirmed it with a news source, and it's in Wright County, Iowa, and it's 1.1 million egg-laying chickens are about to be destroyed. And here's the bad thing. He said they're actively doing it right now, and they don't give them, they literally give them, I think, 2 days. That is it. You have to have them destroyed right then. There's 15 other counties that have been affected this year, and 30 million have been destroyed. Here's where I got more information than just what you hear on the news. A couple things. One, some of these chickens laying eggs are rare breeds. And I actually asked him, I said, does it matter if it's barnyard chickens? You know, because we sometimes tend to just mix. And he said, absolutely it is. He said, that's why a lot of these chicken farmers, they have separate pens and they have specialized laying hen eggs or egg laying, whatever you want to correctly say that. And he said, if this were to happen again, and it goes like if it continues to spread, he said some of these breeds will become extinct. That's how. He was extremely worried. He was and I don't blame him. And another thing I learned when I was talking to a few more people, from what it sounds like is, when they come in and they destroy these egg-laying hens, they promise them, the government does, to compensate them. And from what I'm hearing, that is not happening. So you've got to imagine these hen farmers, they are doing their best, and they're going in and getting wiped out. They're not getting compensated, and where do they go from there? Where do they get the funds? How do they go to the next year to get the next batch of chickens? I mean, this is something I think that you just go, oh, there's another outbreak, but the repercussions.
It seems like a nothing burger all the time. It's like, yeah, we've heard about the bird flu, we've heard about it. Well, now, this is a subscriber telling us this, that most of the information that we get from the people in the comments are awesome. This is the news around us.
Right.
And I have noticed when you start muddling chickens, when you start taking a,
pure
Americana and mix it with some other kind of mutt, they don't do right. Their instincts get a little off. And if I'm wrong on that, you let me know. But I have noticed it's important to have purebreds. And this is the same thing we've noticed with our seeds this year in the garden. My peppers didn't come up what they were supposed to be. The tomatoes were all messed up. It's very strange. And I heard a prophecy a long time ago. I cannot remember Jackson. John Paul Jackson, he was saying, he's actually dead now. He prophesied this like 10 years ago. From what I understand, you don't get to hear your prophecies come true. But he said there's going to be some problems with seeds, heirloom seeds. And maybe it's going to be a problem with chickens too in the Thunderdome. But this is really important, and watch the bird flu as it comes, because it's steadily getting worse. It seems like the wheels are coming off the economic bus. It's very strange.
Well, it's different when you just see a news article than when you actually hear somebody on the ground talk about it. That is their livelihood. That's a complete different ball game. So you guys just think about this group of individuals that are dealing with this. Just that they don't get hit too hard because some of the Tractor Supply chickens that you like to go buy, well, they come from these hatcheries. But anyway, so just keep them in your thoughts and prayers.
Yeah, and a laying hen will probably be worth 1 ounce of silver. I think it might get a little off with all other ratios, but that could be true.
So I had another interesting call today. Someone called to buy precious metals, and they're like, man, one of my friends just went down to Tulsa, Oklahoma to a local coin dealer, walked in. He goes and buys every now and then, and he said someone had just walked in right before him, wiped them out, and bought over $400,000 worth of silver. And so he said, man, since I heard that happen, he said, I better call and get you some more. But we're hearing this more and more. I'm even hearing from local coin dealers that they can't get their hands on it. So they've asked, can we get our hands on it for them? But while I'm talking about this real quick before we go into the bullion and all that, if you're getting shipments from us or any other place that's regarding the United States Postal Service, apparently there is a new scam. And I stumbled across it because we were shipping something United States Postal Service with the gold and silver. You're getting a text or an email, and it's saying, hey, we need just a little bit more information from you to get your shipping package to you. So you go on, you start filling out your information, they start gathering your information. Next thing you know, they're asking for the payment method, which most people are not going to, but there are going to be some that's going to actually fill in that paperwork. So I had the lady that called me. I said, no, don't do it. Go down to your local UPS and see if or United States Postal Service and see if this is correct. Sure enough, it's a brand new scam that's just come out. I think he said like 4 days ago. And so just beware if you do get something from the United States Postal Service that this is not correct. This is another
There's
scam.
There's a new scam every day.
There is.
I kick the scammers out of the comments nonstop every day, over and over. They've got my picture that looks like I'm trying to give you a WhatsApp number. I'll never ask you for money. I'll never ask you from anything from WhatsApp. Yep. The scammers are getting more and more. Just know, like I say all the time, play your cards close. Just know the person on the other side of the table or the party on the other side of the table is wanting your cards. They want what you got, and they're willing to lie and do whatever it takes to get it.
That's right. Yep.
Now, as far as the bullion thing,
well, let's talk a little bit about that.
I think I can sum that up. And I want you guys to know, I'm not a professional coin guy. I don't get into collecting coins. I buy gold and silver and platinum as a commodity. I just buy rounds. I have bought some sovereign coins, but just know it's all bullion. It starts out as bullion. The sovereign coins are worth a little bit more because they're minted by a certain governmental mint of some type, and
some of them are considered legal tender, like the American, the Eagle, the Canadian.
But I'm not into that. We're not the people to talk about it, though.
Some people are, and that's fine. I don't mind. I will give you a heads up, though. If you do buy that, just take into consideration that premium that you pay. There's a good chance you won't get that back. You might get a tiny portion, but you won't get that back. But a lot of people want it, and I'm like, hey, that's up to you guys. Go for it.
Well, some people think it can't be confiscated or whatever. It's legal tender and it can't be confiscated. Well, there's a really good chance that confiscation's kind of off the books now. I covered that in the last video. I can talk about it now if you want, but we've got a lot to cover.
Well, I mean, there's always a possibility for anything. I mean, you always have to take that in consideration. But
really quick,
okay,
this made perfect sense to me.
Okay.
I heard Mike Maloney talk about it a long time ago, and this kind of put that to bed for me.
Okay.
Half of our currency is overseas.
That's true.
All right. Last time it wasn't like that in 1933.
That is true. That's true.
All right. What would happen? Ask yourself this. What would happen if the U.S. government said, okay, gold's illegal to have, we need it to revalue our currency? What do you think other countries would do?
Yeah, that would not be good.
They would run. They would sprint to gold. It would absolutely do the opposite of what they wanted. Now, if anybody's got a valid argument for that, because gold is a global thing, this isn't like, it's not just here, it's everywhere. if anybody's got a valid argument, put it in the comments, because I really can't get past that. That is kind of the, okay, that's probably not what they're going to do. So, that's got a little
that's a great,
bullion,
that is a great explanation. That's a great way to look at it. And just to go talk about, even when we're talking about further, what people keep asking us, what's the difference between coins, rounds, bars? Well, coins obviously are from a government mint. Rounds are from a private mint. And bars typically are from kind of, I guess, some of them are both.
Bars are just bars.
They're just bars. They're not considered coins. They're not considered sovereign.
Yeah.
But
which ones you should collect? That's
usually,
up to you.
And the bars are usually cheaper on premium. Somebody
because
it's
a big clunky bar.
Yeah, it's your perspective.
It's not little coins that you can trade easy. It's kind of a bigger. It takes a different party to want that. You know, I would say diversify and have a little bit of everything. It seems like what most people try to do. I lean towards just buying the bullion, just buying the commodity, because silver's, goes in everything electric, and there's only so much of it. God only put so much of it in the earth. And gold's been money forever.
Yep. One more thing I want to hit on, and then we'll see how long this video is getting at this point.
Yeah.
But a lot of people ask me all the time, what is spot versus premium? And so hopefully I can break this down and make this really, really simple. So spot has it has an exchange, just like the New York Stock Exchange. If you were to go buy a stock of Google, and he was going to go buy a stock of Google, it would be just a little bit different price-wise. Well, we have an exchange just like that. It's called the COMEX. There's one in London. There's one in, is it Chicago, the other place? I think it is. They exchange commodities, which is silver, gold, wheat, grain, corn, all that kind of stuff. And it depends on what company buys it at that point. That's the price it's going to be. So if you look at SD Bullion, you look at all these other companies, they're going to be a few cents off. So if you look at ours, that's what we did at a future contract on. That is the raw piece of silver that comes out of the ground. Then you have the premium. So every time you're going to buy a piece of gold or silver, you're going to say spot versus premium. Premium is whatever that company takes, whether it's the private mint, the government mint. They take it from the ground, they melt it down, they put their stamp on it. Then they're going to charge a fee, and then they're going to turn around and give it to us. Well, we're going to get charged that fee. And then we're going to add a little extra fee onto it to cover our expenses, and that's going to be the premium. And the premium is based on, well, the name of the coin, if it's a round versus a coin, the availability. It's just so many different factors that goes into it. But just think in your mind, every time you're going to buy something, you're going to have spot versus premium. Where do you think you're going, little one? I think she's ready. You guys, she's getting ready to go to California with us. So I think she's ready to pack her bags and head out. Then anyway. Well, that kind of puts premium versus spot a little bit. Hopefully that kind of breaks it down enough. Does that make sense?
It does to me, but for anybody that doesn't know, Stacy sells precious metals for Miles Franklin. I'll put a number right up here. That's not what this channel's about, but that's, that it's a service that we can give to you guys, and I actually recommend looking everywhere else first. We usually beat everybody's prices. I put this at the end of the video. I didn't even know we were going to talk about it, but that's not the point of the channel. The point is get it at the right price. So do your own research, look around. She'll help you through it. If you want to roll your IRA or your 401k over, she'll help you through that. And you don't even have to buy it through her. You just know how to do it,
right.
So we've got a lot of stuff to talk about. We've actually got foreclosures, and auctions, and how to get rental properties. We've got that conversation coming up, but it's not going to make this video. So guys, have an awesome, awesome day. We'll see you in the next one. Later.